May 1st, 2025 regular session of the Clarksville City Council is now called to order. Pastor Stephanie Jenkins of In Christ Ministries will serve as our chaplain of the day. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Brown. I invite you to stand if you wish, and Pastor Jenkins.
Lord, in the scriptures you have said that citizens ought to obey the governing authorities, since you have established those very authorities to promote peace and order and justice. Therefore, I pray for our mayor and the various levels of city officials, and in particular for this assembled council. I am asking that you would graciously grant them wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, bring them clarity in this time of discussion today, and let your will be done. Lead this council and guide them to make decisions that are best for all of our citizens. This I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members, please register your attendance. Mr. Pulley, can we get a little more volume up here? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
All members are present.
Thank you very much. We have some special recognitions. I'm going to call on Councilman Zacharias first in the well. Should be a microphone under there as well. Yeah, check the batteries, please, sir. If you bring it to him, Mr. Pulley's on his way.
Hello? All right. All right. If I could have my Parks and Rec team join me up here, please. While they're coming up here, I want to take a minute and kind of share why recognitions like this, I think, are so important. About 7 years ago, I was student teaching. I was getting my teaching certification in a U.S. government and civics classroom. And one of the assignments that those students had, these are sophomores in high school, was to write a letter to a local elected official about something in the community that they would like to see improved. And I was floored at the number of high school sophomores who want sidewalks. And we're not here to talk about sidewalks. But
Here we are.
yeah, wrong meeting. No, but really, it was a very eye-opening experience to me. Because I think everybody would agree that those students and I had equal access to those roads, that we were going to the same place, we were going from the same neighborhood to the same place. But my experience on those roads was very different from theirs. They were walking, I was driving, and I had a blind spot. I did not see that they were in a situation where something that I took for granted was not available at the same level that it was for me. And it was an eye-opening experience. So when I see members of the Parks and Rec team doing some of the things that they are doing for our community, it is incredibly important to me that we recognize them for that in the best way that we know how, which is to bring them in after they've already worked the day for some more work. All right? So the folks that you see up in front of you are responsible for putting together an adaptive needs roundtable for the citizens of Clarksville. How many of those advocacy agencies showed up to the first meeting? 3. And how many are we up to now? All right. So this is 11 or 12 organizations in Clarksville that are advocating for our citizens who have adaptive needs. And I got to tell you, if you haven't seen any of the pictures from these events, you cannot help but leave with a huge smile on your face. It's one thing to say we're going to create programming for everybody. It's another thing to say that we are going to create equitable programming that everybody can enjoy regardless of their circumstances. And you guys are doing a great job, and I'm so happy to be able to recognize you for it. Jennifer, would you like to say anything? Carla? We totally planned this.
No, no, not at all. Um, I just want to commend the staff because they've done a phenomenal job. They saw the need in the community. They worked with our community members to make it happen, and every day they surprise me with the new things that they come up with and the incredible work that they do. And they make me look good every day, and I could not be prouder. I will.
All right. All right. So I'm going to do this kind of like military style. You may have recognized the format. The City of Clarksville Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Tina Boysha. Herman Brown. Erica Clark. Kim Gilbert. And Autumn Griffin. In grateful recognition for their dedication to developing adaptive programming, ensuring that the Parks and Recreation Catalog offers accessible and inclusive opportunities for our city's residents. Signed, Mayor Joe Pitts.
I want to mention too that Kim started this program a while back. She was the one that instrumented it and started, was the driving force before for a long time. And Autumn is our new recreational therapist. I'm sorry, I'm saying recreation therapeutic programmer. And we're very fortunate to have her on staff now too. So.
Thank you.
And now, Councilman Deanna McLaughlin, you are recognized in the well for a recognition. Be happy to.
where possible. Thank you.
And while you're here, there we go. We're hot now. Okay.
No, it's okay. Thank you, Troy. The mayor handed me the mic. It says.
I know. I'm a dinosaur. I tell you. IT laughs at me during their lunch hour. Okay. What goes hand in glove with Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. I have a joint proclamation from Mayor Golden and myself proclaiming this month as Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and we want to present this as well. I will not read the entire thing because much of what has already been discussed is in this one as well, but we do want to encourage every citizen, just be aware, get off your cell phones, hands-free state, pay attention to the road, because there are young drivers like my granddaughter who's driving. Reagan is out there, so be patient with her and others, but also we have others, drivers that need you to pay attention to the road. So on behalf of the city of Clarksville, thank you, Councilman McLaughlin, for leading this charge, but to our police department, sheriff's office, and highway patrol, thank you for the work you do every day. God bless you. I know you're the nice ones. Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Good call.
Guys.
I'll good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I do not have a future in technology. Okay, we're now ready for the next item on our agenda, the Planning Commission report. Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Madam Clerk, will you please read the ordinances and resolution before us, please?
Ordinance 58, 2024-25, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Infinity Investment LLC for a zone change on a parcel located at the southeast corner of Hillsborough Road and Banks Drive from R1 Single Family Residential District to R2A Single Family Residential District. Ordinance 79, 2024-25, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of James Page for a zone change on property on the south frontage of Dover Road, 200 plus or minus feet east of the Dover Road and Walker Circle intersection, from R1 Single Family Residential District to C5 Highway and Arterial Commercial District. Ordinance 80, 2024-25, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of William Ballou for a zone change on property located south of Tiny Town Road from R2 Single Family Residential District and R4 Multiple Family Residential District and C1 Neighborhood Commercial District to C5 Highway and Arterial Commercial District. Ordinance 81, 2024-25, first reading. An ordinance amending the city zoning ordinance of the city of Clarksville, Tennessee as it pertains to penalties and violations thereof. And Resolution 54, 2024-25, a resolution adopting a plan of services progress report for annexed territory off Lafayette Road, Highway 374, and Garrettsburg Road.
Councilman Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mayor, I move we go into public hearing.
Motion been made and properly seconded to revert to public hearing without objection. We are now in public hearing. First item is item A, ordinance 58, 2024-25, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Infinity Investment LLC. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of ordinance 58? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 58? Next item is item B, ordinance 79, 2024-25, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of James Page. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of ordinance 79? If you would, give us your name and you have 5 minutes.
James Page. I inherited a couple of properties on Dover Road. They've been disastrous, to say the least. Horrible renters. Once we got them evicted a few months back, one of them actually caught fire, so it's unlivable as it is now. The other one requires so much work that I'm just not going to do it. And I don't want to do residential anymore, and I'd just like to go commercial with it.
Thank you, Mr. Page. Any comment? Hang on before you run off. All right, I know. You almost got away. Is there any member have questions for Mr. Page? Thank you, sir. Anyone else in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 79? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 79? Next item is item C, ordinance 80, 2024-25, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of William Ballou. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of ordinance 80? Mr. Ross, give us your name, and you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. I'm Stanley Ross, represent the applicant on this matter. We're here today on this application. We're trying to kind of clean up some of the corners and add some C5 acreage to the existing parcel we've got. This is all part of a larger tract that's commercial on the Tiny Town Road frontage, and I guess you could say graduating residential uses going from R4 to R2 as you move further back away from Tiny Town Road. We're trying, like I said, we're trying to kind of clean that up to make this more usable, basically in line with the city's future land use opinion map, which is a multi-use area where you would have kind of residential neighborhoods transitioning into that commercial. And we think that based on we're going to have to do kind of some interior roadways, that kind of thing, we think adding this C5 land and getting rid of some of that R4 will give us a better opportunity to do that. I know there were some questions last week at the informal session, and just to kind of address a couple of those things, there has been a traffic study submitted that does call for signalization at whatever intersection may be there. So we are aware of that. The applicant is aware that he will be responsible for part of that traffic light, and it is a street department and developer deal. There's no other entities involved that might kind of slow the works down. In terms of drainage, we've already gone through TDEC, gotten approvals from them, and we haven't submitted grading permits or anything like that to the street department yet, because we want to make sure that we get all the interior roadways and that kind of thing worked out with the street department, so we know exactly what we're dealing with when we go to start grading. So with that said, we would ask you to approve that application so we can kind of add some C5. What we're trying to do is maybe get a regional or national anchor that would be surrounded by smaller retail portions. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them as best I can.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Any questions for Mr. Ross? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 80? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 80? Next item is ordinance 81, 2024-25, an ordinance amending the city zoning ordinance of the city of Clarksville, Tennessee, as it pertains to penalties and violations thereof. Anyone in the audience wish to speak in favor of ordinance 81? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against ordinance 81? Item E, resolution 54, 2024-25, a resolution adopting a plan of services progress report for the annexed territory off Lafayette Road, Highway 374, and Garrettsburg Road. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of Resolution 54? Anyone in the audience wish to speak against Resolution 54? Councilperson Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor. I move we go back into regular session.
Motion been made and properly seconded to revert to regular session without objection. We're now in regular session. Councilman Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor. As a reminder, based on the advice of our legal counsel, all motions are made in the form of approval. Ordinance 58, 2024-25, first reading, An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of Infinity Investment LLC for a zone change on a parcel located at the southeast corner of Hillsborough Road and Banks Drive from R1 Single Family Residential District to R2A Single Family Residential District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended disapproval. I make a motion for approval.
Motion been made and seconded for approval of ordinance 58. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 58? Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I've gone out and looked at this area a couple of times. This is an older established residential neighborhood. It's been there for years upon years. Make a short, simple statement is I just don't think this fits in the surrounding areas and the other houses around it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Any more comment or question regarding ordinance 58? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
0 yes, 13 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 58 fails. Councilman Streetman.
Ordinance 79, 20, 24, 25. An ordinance, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of James Page for a zone change on property on the south frontage of Dover Road, 200 plus or minus feet east of the Dover Road and Walker Circle intersection from R1 Single Family Residential District to C5 Highway and Arterial Commercial District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 79. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 79? Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Looks like it's my night.
It is your night.
You know, I discussed this last week. I'm not going to go into it too in depth. Councilperson McLaughlin brought up another good point about it as well. There's plenty of C5 in the area hasn't been developed. This is getting real close to the High Point Road Somerset intersection, and you know, we were told last week that there's really no plan for it. So with not having any plan, being that close to, you know, the major intersections there, I couldn't support it. Thank you.
Any other member have a comment or question regarding this ordinance? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
6 yes, 7 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 79 fails. Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Ordinance 80, 20, 24, 25, first reading. An ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map of the city of Clarksville, application of William Ballou for a zone change on property located south of Tinytown Road from R2 Single Family Residential District, R4 Multiple Family Residential District, C1 Neighborhood Commercial District to C5 Highway and Arterial Commercial District. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 80. Any comment or question from council regarding ordinance 80? Councilman Haywood, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Same thing I said last week. After talking with the residents in my area, this is something that they would like to see, less R2, R4, and more of the C5 in that area. So I hope that you guys would vote in approval of this. Thank you.
Any more comment or question from council regarding ordinance 80? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 80 passes. First reading. Councilman Streetman.
Ordinance 81, 20, 24, 25, first reading. An ordinance amending the city zoning ordinance of the city of Clarksville, Tennessee, as it pertains to penalties and violations thereof. Both the Regional Planning Commission and the staff recommended approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 81. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 81? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 11 yes, 0 no, 2 abstain.
Ordinance 81 passes. First reading. Councilman Streetman.
Resolution 54, 2024-25, a resolution adopting a plan of services progress report for annexed territory off Lafayette Road, Highway 374, and Garrettsburg Road. I make a motion for approval.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of Resolution 54. Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I cast my vote, I want to explain why I'm voting no. I was not in favor of this annexation. We have enough responsibilities inside our city limits without annexing more county property to inside of it. So to be consistent on how I voted on the annexation, I'll be voting no on the resolution to adopt services. Thank you.
Okay, any other comment or question regarding this resolution? Councilman Smith, you're recognized.
Yes, Mayor, I would like to ask the speaker, were there any oppositions on this, do you know?
The previous speaker?
Mhm.
That's directed to you, Councilman McLaughlin. You're recognized.
I don't know if there were or not, but out of principle, I can't vote in favor of something that supports something I voted against.
Thank you.
Any more comment or question regarding this resolution? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
9 yes, 4 no, 0 abstain.
Resolution 54 passes. Councilman Streetman.
Mayor, that concludes my report.
Wow. All right. Be very, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. We're now on the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, please read the consent agenda.
All items in this portion of the agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and may be approved by one motion. However, a member of the council may request that an item be removed for separate consideration under the appropriate committee report. Ordinance 54, 2024-25, second reading. An ordinance to amend the official code of the City of Clarksville, Title I, Administration, Officers, and Personnel, Chapter 9, City Court, Section 1-909, Reserved, to create a section relative to municipal court expunctions and fees. Ordinance 62, 2024-25, second reading. An ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to conduct negotiations and to enter an agreement for purchase of a right-of-way and easements, or should negotiations fail, to pursue condemnation through use of eminent domain for the acquisition of property for a public purpose for the City of Clarksville Needmore Road Improvement Project. Ordinance 63, 2024-25, second reading. An ordinance authorizing the City of Clarksville to convey real property contained within the public safety complex at Outlaw Field to Montgomery County, Tennessee, for construction of an emergency medical service station. Ordinance 64, 2024-25, second reading. An ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into an agreement and acquire property for a public purpose for roadway improvements and to swap and convey City of Clarksville property in exchange therefor. Ordinance 72, 2024-25, second reading. An ordinance amending a zoning ordinance and map of the City of Clarksville, application of F&M Bank for a zone change on property located east of Old Russellville Pike, north of Stone Container Drive, from M3 Planned Industrial District to C5 Highway and Arterial Commercial District. Resolution 58, 2024-25, a resolution approving appointments to the Fire Board of Appeals, Human Relations Commission, Roxy Regional Theater Board, and the Senior Center Board, and the adoption of minutes from April 3rd.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'll entertain a motion and a second on the consent agenda. The motion been made and properly seconded on the consent agenda. Any member wish to be recognized? Councilman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to pull item F, Resolution 58, 2024-25, please.
All right, thank you. Councilman Chandler, you're recognized.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I'd like to pull, ordinance 54, 2024-25.
Okay, thank you. We will take those up immediately following the consent agenda without objection. Anyone else wish to be recognized on the consent agenda? Seeing none, are you ready to vote on the consent agenda? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
The consent agenda is adopted. We're now on the two items that were pulled First item was item A, ordinance 54, 2024-25. Councilman Chandler, you pulled that ordinance, and you are recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. When this was first presented, myself and Councilman Brown brought up some points about it. The legal side of our city checked into it. This doesn't say we had to charge this, it said we may charge it. In some incidences, to where that say a person is found not guilty in a case, I don't think it'd be fair to charge them. And also, too, some of these things can go back and haunt job applications. So we just included, instead of saying it's a flat fee, that it may be a charge of $100, and that would be left up to the city court.
So I'll entertain a motion and a second.
Motion to,
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 54. And now on your amendment, I think you just described your amendment.
yes, sir.
So just give me a motion on your
Motion to
amendment.
amend the ordinance.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the Chandler amendment to ordinance 54. Any comment or question regarding this amendment? Councilman Smith, you recognized on the amendment.
Just wanna make sure, I heard you clear. I don't know, but you wanna make sure that no one who is found not guilty be charged. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any more comment or question regarding the amendment to ordinance 54? Seeing none, hearing none, we're voting on the amendment. All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
The amendment passes. Now we're on the ordinance as amended. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 54 as amended? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 54 as amended is adopted, second reading. We are now on the item F, item F, Resolution 58. Councilman Streetman, you pulled that. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 58, 2024-25, a resolution approving appointments to the Fire Board of Appeals, Human Relations Commission, Roxy Regional Theater Board, and Senior Center Board. I make a motion for approval.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of Resolution 58. Councilman Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor. And as you'll see being passed around, this is an amendment, as we heard last week. One of the individuals that has been appointed, Mr. Bill Allman, was being reappointed to the Fire Board of Appeals and wishes not to be reappointed. So I've presented the amendment here to remove him from the list of appointments. I make a motion for approval.
That motion for an amendment to this resolution has been made and properly seconded. Any comment or question regarding this amendment? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote on the amendment? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
The amendment to Resolution 58 is adopted. We're now on the resolution as amended. Council, any question or comment regarding this amendment? Councilman Brown, you're recognized. Help me here.
Just give you a break for a
Thank
moment.
you very much.
So with this one being removed, how many members are on this Fire Board of Appeals? Is this gonna affect it? I'm not against this person being removed, but, you know, them getting a quorum sometimes could be tough, maybe.
It will not impact the number needed to get a quorum, and he did request not to be
Right.
reappointed after he initially said he would like to. So
So we'll be seeking out a replacement.
we'll be seeking out a replacement.
Okay.
It's
Thank
a
you.
very tight definition of that too. But thank you. Thank you for the help too. All right, any more comment or question regarding this resolution as amended? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Resolution 58 as amended is adopted. Thank you. We're now ready for the Finance Committee report. Chairman Streetman, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 66, 2024, 25, first reading. An ordinance amending the official code of the City of Clarksville, Title 12, Streets and Other Public Ways and Places, Chapter 1 in general, Section 12-124, sidewalks, to make sidewalks mandatory for any new development along newly constructed public roads and along dedicated permanent roadway easements in all zoning districts with the exception of districts zoned M2 and M3 industrial. The Finance Committee voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 66. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 66? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 1 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 66 passes. Chairman Streetman.
Ordinance 74, 2024, 25, first reading. An ordinance transferring certain real property from the City of Clarksville, Tennessee to New Vision Renovations LLC for the purpose of a sewer pump station. Both the Finance and Gas and Water Committees voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 74. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 74? Hearing none, seeing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 74 passes. First reading. Chairman Streetman.
Ordinance 75, 2024, 25, an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to conduct negotiations and to enter into an agreement for the purchase of easements and/or rights-of-way, or should negotiations fail, to pursue condemnation through the use of eminent domain for the acquisition of property for a public purpose for Needmore Road Improvements Project. The Finance Committee voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of ordinance 75. Any comment or question regarding ordinance 75? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Ordinance 75 passes. First reading. Chairman Streetman.
Resolution 55, 2024, 25, a resolution of the City of Clarksville, Tennessee, gas purchaser, authorizing gas purchaser to execute an amendment to its gas supply agreement with the Tennessee Energy Acquisition Corporation, also known as TAC, in connection with the reset of the available discount in TAC's gas repayment project and related matters. The Finance Committee voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of resolution 55. Any comment or question regarding resolution 55? Hearing none, seeing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Resolution 55 is adopted. Chairman Streetman.
Resolution 56, 2024, 25, a resolution authorizing an interlocal agreement between the City of Clarksville and Montgomery County, Tennessee for utility relocation at Charles Bell Road. The Finance Committee voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of resolution 56. Any comment or question from council regarding resolution 56? Hearing none, seeing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
12 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Resolution 56 is adopted. Chairman Streetman.
Resolution 57, 2024, 25, a resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of electric system revenue bonds of the City of Clarksville, Tennessee, in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $47,215,000, making provision for the issuance, sale, and payment of said bonds, establishing the terms thereof, and the disposition of proceeds therefrom, providing for the collection and disposition of revenues from the electric system of the City of Clarksville, Tennessee, and making provision for the operation of said system. The Finance Committee voted in favor of approval, and I so move.
Motion been made and properly seconded in favor of resolution 57. Any comment or question regarding resolution 57? Seeing none, hearing none, are you ready to vote? All members, please cast your vote. Every member voted. Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
13 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Resolution 57 is adopted. Chairman Streetman.
Thank you, Mayor. Next up is the Hotel Motel required update and report from Miss Lori Matta. So if possible, would you mind asking her to come forward to give her updates?
Ms. Matta, would you please come forward and give us the required update on our occupancy tax?
Yes, sir. I got talked shorter, maybe.
It happens.
It happens. It does. Okay, so I want to give you a quick overview. There's quite a few things that are required compliance when we have a hotel motel tax. So I want to give you a quick overview as simple as possible, so we have it on the record for what we're doing and going forward. Do I have a clicker? Oh, never mind. I got. No. It doesn't want to work. Oh. Okay. Oh, you're doing it? I got it now? Okay. Okay, so a couple of things I'll go over quickly. The brief history of how we got to where we are. I know some of you are new council members and weren't here when we went through all of this, so if anybody would like to sit down with me privately or one-on-one, I am more than willing to sit with you and go over all the details. It was a very long, thought-out, planned process. We have probably about a 2-inch binder of all the facts and information that go along with this before we went forward. So I'm happy to meet with you if you need that. Just reach out to me and let me know. So whenever we have a hotel motel tax, there's funding collection requirements, what we can use the funds for, when we have to collect it. There's audit requirements where we have to audit every hotel every single year. There's also some reporting requirements and filing requirements annually. It doesn't like me. Okay, there we go. So the brief history, and in February of 24, the city passed a resolution creating the Tourism Development Authority that is commonly known as the ACT Authority. That stands for the Art, Culture, and Tourism Authority of Clarksville, Tennessee. This was provided for by TCA, that we have the rights to do this, and we created it in order to provide a funding mechanism for the Arts and Heritage Development Council, as well as the Roxy Regional Theater, but the main purpose is to fund the to-be-constructed Performing Arts Center that's going to be on the corner of Franklin. This entity is somewhat independent. It is appointed by, all board members are appointed by the city council. It operates independently as an authority, but if anything ever happens to it, all the assets and everything that is part of it becomes the city's. So there's no risk for us there. Also, we created the hotel motel tax by ordinance that was passed on May 2nd, 2024, with an effective date of January 1st, 2025. And that was a hotel motel tax of 2.75%. That's city only. And those funds are committed, 100% of the hotel motel tax is committed to funding the Tourism Development Authority. Cannot be used for any other purpose. And it is required by law to be used for tourism. On July 9th, it was the inaugural meeting of the board of the TDA, or the ACT Authority. They've been up and running, and they've been hard at work getting a lot of things passed, a lot of policies and procedures passed. The new tax went into effect, like I said, January 1st, which meant that February 20th was the first time that we were having collections for the taxes that were collected during the month of January. So the first requirement that we come across is that all the taxes collected have to be put on a form that was approved by council. So the form actually came to you by resolution in December before it was ever used. Once it's collected, the tax collector, who is us, the city, we shall audit every hotel every year. At least one time per year, every hotel has to be audited. And then there has to be a report to the municipal legislative body and every quarter, there has to be a report as to what we've accomplished in those audits. Since this is our very first one, this is my compliance report to you. And I reached out to the attorney that's been helping us stand this whole process up, because when we were ready to do our audits, in order to report to you this month, we would have only had 1 month of reports from the hotels in order to get the audits completed. So we tried to figure out what's best. I didn't think it was appropriate to pick one hotel and only audit 1 month's information, and then 3-4 months down the line, I'm picking another hotel and I have 4 months of information to audit. So she said as long as we report explaining what we've done, and then we were still in compliance. So we haven't started audits yet. We plan on starting those within the next month, and then we'll have a better quarterly report for you going forward. But she said that this would comply with that requirement to report to you what we've done. So just to give you a little information about the funding, so far, all the funds that are collected, 100% of them are committed to the Tourist Development Authority. And I wanted to show you quickly how much we collected the first month. We collected $99,000 in the first month, $99,000 the second month, and through the mid-April, we collected $21,000. These taxes are due every single month, no later than the 20th of the month, for all the rooms that were rented, except long-term. Once they hit 30 days, there is no tax on the room. We have 47 hotels within the city limits. 35 have been reporting consistently with us, and 12 are still not responsive. I am working with our city attorney to figure out how to move forward to get them to comply, because there really isn't an option. State law actually gives us required things that we can do to make them comply. So I'm working with the city attorney on that. So this is where the reporting requirements come from. Those are the laws that rule everything. There's quite a bit around this. So I already mentioned how annually we have to audit every single hotel. That means my staff is going to be manually auditing. We can do it virtually. We don't have to do it on site, but we'll be doing that every quarter. And then additionally, not less than 30 days after the end of the fiscal year, a written report has to be provided to the Comptroller of the Treasurer, the Commissioner of the Department of Tourist Development, and the Chair of the State and Local Government of the Senate, and the Chair of the Government Committee of House of Representatives, that explains exactly what we spent our money on. And we have to be able to support how those funds were spent, to prove that they were only spent on tourism, which can be used for operational expenses of a tourism facility, maintenance of a facility, security for any bonds that may be issued that are an obligation of the Tourist Development Authority. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Matta. Chairman Streetman, you're recognized.
Once again, Mayor, that concludes my report.
All right, we're now ready for the Gas and Water Committee. Chairman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Clarksville Gas and Water recently awarded their Employees of the Quarter for the third and fourth quarters of 2024 fiscal year. Employees of the Quarter are nominated by Clarksville Gas and Water employees and are chosen by a committee of division managers. For such, those nominations and awards are split into 5 department divisions: administrative, service, gas, water, and wastewater. The Employees of the Quarter for third quarter by department division are administrative, Wayne Langford; service, Chad Coate; gas, Lacoby McVeigh; water, Nicholas Oliver; and wastewater, Andrew Robertson. The Employees of the Quarter for fourth quarter by department division are administrative, Jessica Bider; gas, Christian Johnson; water, Ryan Tucker; and wastewater, Randy Ray. The department also awarded their Employee of the Year. An Employee of the Year for each department division is selected from those receiving the Employee of the Quarter award. Once the Employees of the Year are chosen, an overall Employee of the Year for the entire department is chosen. The Employees of the Year by department division are administrative, Carly Summers; service, Chad Choate; gas, Lachey Carney; Water Dale Wiggins, and Wastewater Randy Ray. The 2024 overall employee of the year is Carly Summers. Lastly, each year, the general manager chooses employees to receive the General Manager's Award of Excellence and the Wade Rudolph Manager of the Year Award. The General Manager's Award of Excellence was awarded to Terry Chester for his dedication to the department in meter technology and efficiency and his excellent provision of service to our customers through a resolution of meter investigations in times of unexplained and unusual amounts of usage. The Wade Rudolph Manager of the Year was awarded to Wastewater Operations Division Manager Brian Shelton for his diligence in transformation of the wastewater division into a family full of the most highly trained and qualified, better equipped, and more proficient employees it's ever seen. Congratulations to these employees, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any comment or question regarding this committee report? Neighborhood and Community Services Committee, Chairman Shekina, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. The Clarksville Community and Neighborhood Services Committee report for the month of April. Our next meeting is going to be on the 12th of May, Monday at 4:30 p.m. in the City Hall Conference Room on the 4th floor. We had our Homeless Coalition meeting on the 1st of April. We discussed items to include the formal structure of the group, a briefing from Pursuing Life Center, Operation Homework from the Irene Center, and updates for the homeless support organizations were all in attendance. The next Homeless Coalition meeting we have would be on the 6th of May at 2 p.m. at YAPAC Outreach. Regarding our program teams, they've just received the final payment warranty for the Home ARP grant. The new rental assistance program will open in July. It would be similar to the 12-month rental assistance program with a wraparound service. It will focus on our most vulnerable citizens, and that includes individuals over 62 years of age and families with children. Stay tuned for more information on this upcoming program. The project team currently has 40 clients in various stages of homeless rehabilitation, and we encourage all to follow Clarksville Neighborhood and Community Services on Facebook, or for more information, please feel free to reach out to Clarksville Neighborhood and Community Services. This concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any comment or question regarding this committee report? We are now ready for Parks and Recreation Committee. Chairman Zacharias, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. The Clarksville Downtown Market returns to Public Square on Saturday, May 10th. Kick off the season with fresh produce, handmade goods, and local vendors from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. The 50-plus games are back for a week of fun, fitness, and friendly competition. Participants will face off for bragging rights as well as medals in over 20 events, including bowling, pickleball, swimming, archery, and track and field events. No experience is necessary. Mark your calendars and join us for a variety of events starting May 13th, all leading up to our closing dinner and dance on May 17th. Get ready for a summer of unforgettable nights with Rhythm and Reels. Enjoy a free night of music, movies, and fun at Dixon Park on Thursday, May 15th. The CMCSS Jazz Band concert begins at 5:30 p.m. and the movie Despicable Me 4 begins at 7:45. Bring a blanket, grab some food, and enjoy a night under the stars. I gotta say that the Kirkwood Middle School Jazz Band meets to practice every morning during first period right below my classroom, and I can assure you that you are in for a good show. If you're interested in joining the incredible Parks and Rec team as an aquatics facility manager, assistant market manager, grounds and facilities maintenance technician, gym assistant, Parks and Recreation instructor, summer youth program site director, weekend facility manager, or youth camp assistant, please consider applying at clarksvilleparksrec.com, where you can also find a complete list of programs, classes, and ongoing activities. And don't forget to check out the app on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. And that concludes my report.
All right, thank you. I think there's a particular vendor that you prefer at the downtown market, Mr. Chairman, a particular vendor?
Georgia Mays pecan pies.
Okay.
You can get them while you can. They go fast.
The secret's out. Okay, any comment or question regarding this committee report? Public Safety Committee's next. Chairman Lovato, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. First up for Building and Codes, on behalf of Building and Codes, we would like to congratulate one of our favorite code enforcement officers on his retirement. Chris Williams is retiring after 19 years of service with the city. We also want to welcome Matt Gaither to the team as a construction inspector. Codes Enforcement is taking applications to fill the vacant code enforcement officer position. The Restoring Clarksville initiative is gaining momentum, and we have added a request category to the C-Click Fix for residents to send in their requests directly to codes as they relate specifically to RCI. The Construction Division did over 3,200 inspections. Code Enforcement Division did almost 200 new cases. The Abatement Division did 18 work orders, and their total revenue was $419,000. For Clarksville Police Department, they will be assisting Big Brothers Big Sisters car show on May 17th. This event will be from 12 to 3 p.m. at 401 Tiny Town Road, and the JET team will be attending. We also have our next student traffic awareness training class on May 17th. This is 8 to noon, and the location is the Civic Hall building. For more information, please contact Carrie Ann with the city. For Clarksville Fire and Rescue, they have confirmed the ribbon cutting is on Sunday, May 4th at 2 p.m. The public is invited to tour the new station before they occupy it in the coming days. This Friday, News Channel 2 will showcase CFR as part of their News 2 Give Back and Firefighter Appreciation Day. And then the firefighter Grace Hudson Cantor recently competed in the Firefighter Challenge Championship Series, where she won her division and was inducted into the Lion's Den. So we want to congratulate her, and that concludes my report.
Any comment or question regarding this report? We are now ready for the Transportation, Streets, and Garage Committee. Chairman Smith, you're recognized.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
I would be busy. Okay. Okay, here we go. It'll be very short. The TSG reports for April of 2025 are as follows. There's no report for the Transportation Department, so we'll move on to the Street Department. The total number of work orders for the month of April was 483. 500 plus brush tickets picked up thus far in April. And Ringo Road sidewalks are 65% completed. Sidewalk projects set to begin. Construction in May on streets as follows: Hazelwood Road, East Street, and B Street. That concludes the report. But let me say this for the Street Department. I want to thank them for helping us pick up the trash on National American Cleanup Day. I had a team, and we did an awesome job over in the Red River District. But I can say this, that the Street Department showed up and showed out. They picked up so many bags of trash on many streets in Clarksville, Tennessee. So I say kudos to those hard workers for what they have done. I think they deserve a round of applause. Let us give them applause. See you, Stephanie. Now we will move on to the city garage, and the report is as follows. The total number of city work orders is 409. And then the fuel purchase made at the city garage for on-site fuel pumps, unleaded total $106,467.71 for unleaded gallons of 47,883. Also, diesel cost was $36,238.17, and the diesel gallons totaled 15,785. Fuel cost for unleaded was $2.23 per gallon, and that was a decrease of 0.5%, 0.5%, I should say, from $2.24 in March of 2025. Also, fuel cost for diesel was $2.30 per gallon in April. There was a decrease of 2.1% from $2.35 in March. This concludes my reports. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any comment or question regarding this committee report? Councilman Chandler, you recognize?
Thank you, Mayor. Real quick, I made a, tour visit Tuesday at the city garage. And if you've never been over there, you need to go. It's one of the best layouts. And another thing too is we're gonna have to think about them in the very near future. Some of these guys happen to work on vehicles outside. And, but I was just amazed at the amount of work that they do and how quick they were doing it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Any more comment or question regarding this committee report? We're now ready for mayor and council member comments. Councilman McLaughlin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Being passed around is a letter on Planning Commission letterhead. It's a copy of a letter that went out to more than 600 property owners along Tiny Town Road and Fort Campbell Boulevard as related to the resolutions that this body passed for design overlays. The meeting for the Tiny Town Road overlay will be on May 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Outlaw Field in the conference room. It's come and go. You don't have to be there at 5 o'clock. I encourage council members that are affected by this area to please be there and encourage your constituents to attend, whether they have properties directly on Tiny Town Road or not. And then the Fort Campbell Boulevard public meeting will be at the Kleeman Community Center on May 14th, same times from 5 to 7 p.m. And again, please encourage people to come out and be part of this to discuss what they would like to see on the front edge of those main corridors. The timeline for both of these ordinances to come forward is Common Design Review Board on May 19th, the Regional Planning Commission on May 27th, and then it is scheduled to be in front of us for a public comment on June 5th. So if anybody has any questions, they can go to the Planning Commission website, but hopefully there'll be soon an event posted for us to share on social media, but it's important for people that have been waiting for at least Fort Campbell Boulevard overlay for decades to come out and be part of this. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Good information. Councilman Brown, you're recognized for comment.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to pass on to everybody that the Clarksville Police Department will host the annual Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony for National Police Week. That event is going to be held on Friday, May 16th at 10 a.m. in the morning, and it will be at the Clarksville Police Department headquarters just to show support for our law enforcement officers that have been killed in the line of duty, and would like to invite everybody to come out and see that.
Thank you for that. Councilman Smith, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say, I have served on the Finance Committee 5 years. And I believe what the Bible says, that there's a time and a season for everything under the sun. Let me thank the mayor for allowing me the opportunity to use my gifts. This is not my first rodeo of being or serving on a finance committee. But I want to thank you. But it is time for someone else to step up and step in. I've enjoyed the ride, and it's been good. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Any more comments from the council? That completes our business. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Without objection, we are adjourned. I'll talk to you down here.